Then I look at their pro forma. Okay. Now, what are they trying to sell me? Like what shifts happened and where are we going? And you could apply this to yourself, right? Of like, okay, if you were in this position and now their online stores, they're saying that they're going to essentially double. Amazon, they're going to increase by 500 grand, so that's, nearly 50%. Wholesale falls off a cliff, 2.5 million to 700,000. What happened? Would be my first like, why? And they don't really speak to it too much. Other things, all right, well, if you're going heavy into online, what are your metrics? They don't say lifetime value, which is a big deal. Their average order value is $45. Their return rate is 45%. Okay. And they have a couple of marketing media assets. Okay. So now I'm looking at this right out of the gate. We get to 1.8 million, 32%, 40% contribution, 32 to almost 33% EBITDA. What gives? I'll tell you what gives. It is a bit at the gross profit, gross margin level. Let me just quickly flip back so we can look here on lines where a lot of that growth is coming from. So 74% gross margin. Now we're saying 79%. Okay, that's 5 percentage points straight to the bottom right. Doesn't account for all of it. So I went ahead and I put, well, what were the actual contribution margins? Because there was a lot of ad spend, and I noticed that they carved it way back and somehow explode their growth. Okay, well, 27%. 27% is a lot different than 53%. So, all right, let's take their projected revenue, which is already generous, and let's apply their contribution margins. And what do we get to? Well, we just carved out $724,000. This is the work of a business broker if I've ever seen it. And on top of that, they're saying, okay, we're gonna double the online store. And one of the things that they call an ad back is, and a discretionary expense is the marketing agency. I'm like, market, like you are literally telling us that you're betting everything on the marketing explosion, and you're going to tell me that we're going to cut marketing resource. Okay, so let's call BS and let's say, all right, we're not going to do that. And I'm not going to, we can go through here, right? And we were at 27%. You're at 53%. Let's just not lie to ourselves. Okay, let's not do that. Amazon goes from 24 to 32. Let's just not lie to ourselves again. I'm gonna put it in corporate allocation because why not? Let's just bring us back to reality a bit. Okay. All right. This is at least a little bit more realistic of a cost structure. We haven't even validated the revenue yet. We will in a second. But first things first, where are we at cost-wise? Okay. So now we're at a 23.7% contribution margin. Okay. Our contribution margin from online stores is actually higher, and our contribution from Amazon is also higher in the new one. And our wholesale contribution margin's the same, but just dollars dropped. I mean, I'm not, yeah, okay. So our margins are holding. We've shifted where the revenue goes, and that's the new contribution is 1.3 instead of 1.6. Okay. So right out of the gate, through their own numbers, this is looking a lot less attractive, and they've got some explaining to do. All right. So I would go back and I would actually try to have this conversation. And, if there's a deal to be made here, then, and I'm just validating, these are roughly the same, a little bit better, right? So a little bit more. So yeah, this is about right. Okay. So if there's a deal here, it's going to be closer to this number, not some BS, in theirs, they say they go, I'll just tell you again, They say they go from 874,000 of adjusted EBITDA to 1.5 million. No, you don't. You just don't. Okay. So we start there. Now let's apply it as if this is our own company.